Good day to you. It is Saturday, April 17th, and I've been working on the washroom upstairs in this rental condo that I am refinishing. So let's have a look here and see where we're at. So I've been preparing for paint. I did end up running a bead of paintable silicone right up here, and it's all dry. It looks great. It filled in that crack perfectly. You'll never know it was there. And still have a little bit of sanding to do in certain areas. The shelf there, I took it off. I will be putting it back. I think it's useful. It's better than not having a shelf there. So just touching up a couple spots. This is where the mirror used to be. The previous owners never took the time to take the mirror off and paint behind the mirror. Drives me crazy. I think that's really lazy. That rhymes. And I've got everything taped off. So I am just waiting for a couple areas to dry. I'll get them sanded and I can start the painting process. I think it's going to look great. I got my paint ready. I have applied some additional green tape in certain areas where I just don't want to get, paint back of the, I sure would like to remove this, but I think I'm just going to choose to paint around it. I taped around it. We'll see how it looks. And yeah, it looks like I am ready to go. So let us begin. That's a very good question. For those of you that didn't hear the question, it was, how do I paint? So at the moment, what I've done, let me show you here, is I've gone around all of the edges. So all of the edges around all of the objects that are fixed onto the wall, the corners as well. That's what I do first. So again, around the counter, around the doorway, around everything, even down to the baseboards. How do I do it? Well, this guy right here. I do about 98% with this. It is so handy. It's just a mini roller, microfiber. This one happens to be a 6mm microfiber. And it does such a fantastic job. And I've been using this particular roller for like over half of the project. So anything that I can't get, I'll just use a tiny brush. Like for example, way in here in the little corner there, I can't get in there with the roller. But the majority of these spaces right here, I can definitely get in there with a roller. And it makes life so much easier. So if you happen to be doing some painting, please invest in one of these rollers. It's so cheap. It comes in a little kit. I got it from Home Depot. And it cost me, I don't know, somewhere in the area around $8. So then once I've completed all of the corners, sometimes I give it a little bit of time to dry because you don't want to go over it again too quickly because it causes some issues with the paint. So let it dry and then start going over it with a larger roller. And that typically gets me great results. So at the moment, I have gone around all of the edges. I will have to go over them at least one more time. You can see through the paint still. One coat is not enough, but look at that. It's looking so much better. So again, I'll just have to go over it one more time. And 2 coats at least for this wall, for any wall. You gotta put on at least a couple coats in order to get that proper coverage. So great question. that's how I do it. The first coat of paint has been applied. It's still wet, which is why you could see the difference in colors and that super shine happening there. So before applying a second coat of paint, you must allow it to dry. So I'm gonna leave it for, I don't know, maybe an hour or so, somewhere in that area, maybe a little longer, it all depends, and then begin applying a second coat. The second coat of paint is complete and it's looking pretty good. Let's have a look. So it's still wet, but everything is covered. There's no, I'm not actually quite sure. Maybe tomorrow I'm gonna have to see if there's any kind of touch-ups that I need to do, but there doesn't seem to be any issues. Now, one thing I want to mention is the cut line along the top. This paint is so close. It nearly matches the previous paint, like 98%. So I just get as close as I can without actually touching the roof, because I don't want to do that. And that's it. I don't, certain areas I may need to touch up with the brush, but I don't bother with actually doing, running along that line with a brush, right? So I just get close enough and it seems to match up really well. So I guess I'm lucky that way. I'm not changing the color. I like this color and it matches very well. I did a paint match, color paint match, and Home Depot just makes me a bucket of paint every time I need it just by showing them the code, and away we go. So this is looking great. I'm not really gonna do any more today. I think that's enough for today. I'll have a look at it tomorrow morning and we'll go from there. Thanks for watching.